Let's take a video here under the subject line of accountability. Accountability has to do with owning your world, owning your choices, your decisions, your feelings, your thoughts, your processes, your systems, your schedules, the times that you do stuff. Accountability is a big word. Yeah, a lot of people try to avoid and get out of their life because it makes them confront the disorganization, the dysfunction, the things that are broken. And in this video, I just want to come straight out of the gate and just let you know that if you leave something undone, it doesn't get done supernaturally. It needs to get done because you intentionally set out and did it. That goes with your inner world and your outer world. Your inner world gets did up and fixed up according to your thought process and you working things out. Your traumas of the past, the things that you deal with, that are triggers to you that you respond to automatically. It's coming from your nervous system. It's coming from patterns and the way your perception of life because of what has happened in the past, etc. Experiences that you've had, people that you've met that have done you wrong, etc. have now conditioned you to respond to situations, altercations from that angle because you're responding from panic or you're responding from the trauma zone that somebody did something to you and now you're coming at it with that type of energy, right? And that's why some people say, wow, I just said this, why are you reacting that much to something so simple, something so minor? And so perception is a big key. So accountability looks like writing down a bunch of things that's wrong with you, writing down everything that comes up and bubbles up to the surface, things that are going on in your mind, things that are going on in your heart, things that are dysfunctional in nature, being very real with yourself and taking inventory about the relationships around you, about how you treat yourself, what you think about yourself, how you view life. The more you can jot down, the better. Because once you write things down, things are not just fuzzy anymore and floating around. When you write things down, you're hunkering things down in such a way where you're putting an anchor on it. And then in the physical, you go up to a chair and you move it. You go up to litter on the floor, you pick it up, you throw it away in the garbage. When you want to build something in the physical, you put a cinder block on top of another cinder block and you put concrete, etc. So that's how it's done in the physical, but in the inner world, the way it's done is that you write things down and you speak to it. So like the feelings that you feel, you go up to the feeling and you speak to it, right? And so then neuroscience backs this up. It says that when you're feeling hostile, when you're feeling all these types of feelings that you're feeling, that people have from time to time, frustrated, this, that, the other, when you voice it, what it is that you're feeling, when you voice it, you call it what it is, and you speak to it, neuroscience backs it up, that it lessens the heightened, how much emphasis it has. When you start to speak to it, it lessens it. But I've come to realize that speaking to it works, but converting it works even better. So you speak to what's going on in your inner world and you convert it to what it is that benefits you. And like I said, in the physical realm, you go and you move stuff. You pick up litter, you throw it away in the garbage. But when you feel something on the inner world that you don't want to feel, and this can range from a man feeling like he's a woman, This can range from feeling depression and sadness. This can range from anxiety and fear, because anything can be applied to this area. But when you go up to that feeling that you don't want to feel, and you speak to it, this is biblical. This is the language in the Bible that says, "Speak to the mountain and tell it to move, and it will obey you if you have faith as small as a mustard seed." This is that language in the Bible. It's just interpreted different. So so you go up to the feeling and you tell it to leave, and you replace it with something that benefits you. I would like for you to consider doing that in your own life and watch how it works, and watch how you can do that with everything in your life, and really decorate yourself from the inside out the way that you would love to ordain your house, your temple on the inside to look like and be like. Neuroplasticity in the brain is the pathways, the grooves in your brain, and those are the thoughts that you practice habitually every day, that your running system. So a lot of life is happening through that perception of how you view life. All of that can be altered if you go and you implement different way of believing, different way, and this is where affirmations come in to practice. This is where you work on yourself. You take inventory. This is my belief system. This is what I believe about people, places, and things, and myself. But this is the way I wish I could be. And you get a contrast, and then you practice the way you wish it could be on a regular basis, and you transfer the way that you are to the way that you wish you could be. So envisioning yourself the way that you wish you could be is another way to becoming that. Speaking it is another way that you can become that. And then practicing it is another way you can become that. These are the tools that we have to transforming ourselves from the inside out. So that instead of excusing yourself for why you are the way you are, because X, Y, and Z happened to you and now you are the way you are, instead of playing those cards that would never get you to your destination of being prosperous and victorious. No, we got to deal with our character defects. We got to deal with pride and ego. We got to deal with fear and anxiety. We got to deal with a lot of things, procrastination, and all kinds of stuff that hinder us from our destiny and our calling. It doesn't go away sporadically because you woke up one day and it was just gone. It goes away because you intentionally went after it. You made it a target and you uprooted it from the roots because you did inventory. You found out that it came from, an open door when you were a child, etc. And then you deal with it. And the way that you deal with it is you speak to it. You tell it. You give it identity. The identity that it currently has in your life is that it's there as the big bad wolf, or there's that monster that you don't want to deal with. It's scary, it's doom and gloom, it's dark, and people carry that on the inside everywhere they go, and it comes off as a feeling, and it comes off as an identity that they feel stuck and tied to, connected to, as if it's a family member that you can't get rid of, but it's like something they don't want in their own life. Think of the attachments that you feel on a daily basis that you wish you could get rid of, that follow you everywhere you go. And it comes off as feelings, it comes off as an identity, but you wish it wasn't there. Most likely that thing is spiritual, and it's spoken to get rid of it. And the way you replace it is by intentionally envisioning what it is that you wish you had, and you do that enough times. I promise you it'll leave, but it comes with repetition. It'll try to come back, by the way, but then you do it again. And with time of doing this, you get free. That's the recipe. You don't have to accept a life that you wish it could be this way, but you're living an alternative reality because of things that were done to you, and the cards you were dealt, and the circumstances you're in. Everything gets transformed outside because you transform it inside first. And a lot of this is your thinking. And how beautiful is it that you have control over your thinking? You have control over your thinking. That's something you have control over. And because you have control over that, now you have to go to all the affected areas, all the areas that have viruses, and you gotta install some spyware in the software of your mind. And you gotta throw some things in the trash bin. And you gotta